Well, maybe, just maybe, we might have a live stream. I don't think I'm going to have the chat relay, but welcome, guys. I only have a few minutes tonight, but I wanted to get a project back on the go. It's almost outdoor flying season again, and I wanted to get back at the quadcopters. And no better way to do it than to build one. So somewhere up here on the shelf, we have a project that we've been working on. Well, it's been a long time since we've done anything with it. Cheers, Armando. It's been a while since I've been able to say hi to you first. You're always so quick. So you guys might remember this project. Somewhere in here, I have a frame, and I have no idea where I left off on this. Honestly, it's been a long time. But it looks like we left off with the ESCs attached. This is some old tech, so I'm not big on running the newest gear when I have perfectly serviceable brand new gear. I've got the Emax red bottoms 2205s. These are pretty much long obsolete. Same with these little bees, but they work. They work just fine. And if we compare this with some new equipment, I think we should be able to make it work pretty good. And we did get, well, multiple new equipment. So I got a Betaflight F4 flight controller, but I also got a DYS F4, and I have no idea how I managed that. I think I might have ordered this one from eBay. I can't even remember. But there's nothing wrong with the Betaflight one. The DYS, I believe, is what I used on my previous build. Cheers, Scott. Good to see you. Yeah, this thing rings some bells. It's been a long time since I built a quadcopter. It's been a long, long time. But no better way to learn than to just dive right into it. So the DYS comes with some wires and some pigtails, and this is oh yeah, I remember this one. Holy smokes. Jeez, I don't know whether my brain can handle this tonight. It's been a long day. I'm going to have to figure out how our connections go on this, because we're at the stage, apparently, I left off with, we're right at the stage where it's time to hook up. It's time to hook up some stuff. It's time to hook up speed controls, and I had this set aside. This is the Wolf Whoop Q3X. This is I believe it's a 1.2 watt, if I remember right. I think, well, no better time to get it out than now. This is a board solution, and I've never used one of these. So this style of video transmitter goes right above your flight control. Now, I've never used that style before, but sure enough, the holes line up. Of course, they should. And I think that will do the job. But let's see what the specs say. I think I had some AKK ones on the previous build, and I ended up having to run Butterflight on them because the AKK firmware wasn't supported in Betaflight. And I think that's all been resolved now. Well, this even has SD card on board. This actually has a DVR on board. Jeez, this has been a long time. I forgot about this. So, specs. I'm curious. 25 milliwatt, 200 milliwatt, 600 milliwatt, and 1 watt. So this is a crazy VTX. Let's use it. That could be fun. William's here. Cheers, William. Let's use this. So that'll probably. This is the trick to planning out quadcopters, is just deciding what you're going to hook up first. There's another video transmitter that came with this quad. Type-hole style antenna. And my TPU printed mount that I was going to use for the run cam, but we're going to change this. Last night I ordered a GoPro Hero 5 Session, another one on top of the one I have, so we're going to put a Session on this quad. And it'll be a lot better than the run cam. SP Racing F3. Geez, how many flight controllers did I set aside for this? What the heck was I doing? And an XSR, so FR Sky XSR telemetry, full telemetry receiver. This will be sweet. That'll work good. We definitely don't need the SPF3. Sorry, I'm off camera. Oh yeah, what are we going to do for a camera? This is the AKK camera, so this looks a lot like a Swift. Oh, we're going to have to swap that. That's no bueno. We're going to have to change that lens out to something a little wider. I think that'll work pretty good on. These are really good camera. I'm pretty sure it's all the same specs as the Swift. There's a spec sheet in here, but honestly, nothing really matters. It's going to be probably labeled as a 1000 TV line or 800 TV line or whatever. It truthfully doesn't matter. It's the image quality that comes out, and I'm pretty sure the image quality of this one is going to be really good. No specs, just a whole bunch of stuff. I think I did an unboxing on this, and you can go back on the channel on the CA20 and find the specs on it. But I think that camera will work just fine, other than we will swap that out to a much wider. I'll swap it to a GoPro Hero 2 lens, and then we get a nice wide angle. That's what I do with all my FPV cameras. I buy the GoPro Hero 2 lenses on eBay for, I think, right around the $5 mark, something like that. I usually keep a stock of 2 or 3 of them because, well, I break them from time to time. I'm printing a GoPro Hero session mount right now. So am I, actually. If you go to my Instagram, I just posted a video of the first one. I didn't bring it into the room with me, and I'm printing another one in red so that I can swap Red October over to that style. So here's our upper plate. This is the custom dip paint job we did on it. It turned out pretty cool. This is in honor of JC from Project Blue Falcon YouTube channel, who has left us, unfortunately. It was an amazing YouTube channel, amazing gentleman, and I named this one Blue Falcon in honor of him. Okay, so we don't need the woof whoop. We're pretty much, oh, we might. Hold on. Oh, this quad building, it's been too long. I've got to think too much here. I don't know whether I'm going to have time to get into this, guys. I've got a really short window tonight. There we go. Okay, so this has to go like EA. Well, it should. It doesn't have to. You can mount it any which way you want, but battery terminals like so. And these are our ESC connections on the top side. And what are those on the bottom? Are those duplicated on the bottom? They are too. I should actually just go grab Red October and see how I did it. Actually, hold on. I'm going to do that. 1 second. Dead air, bad idea. Sorry about that. There's the TPU mount I just printed. That came out awesome. That's SaneSmart TPU. Look at that. That's perfect. So that will be in line with the blue on the quad. Very, very cool. I think that'll work good. Okay, so this is Red October. You've seen this quad build on the channel. I built this up live. And the flight control is not at all what I thought it was. That is not a DYS. Or at least not this style. Totally different. Well, that's alright. Whatever. We don't need it then. That was a waste of time. So these come off the corners. Neat. I've never used one of these, so learn something new every day. So all we need is power and ground and signal. Yeah, sorry about the crickets. No riots, no riots. Is TPU hard to print? No, it is not. On my i3 Mega, it is absolutely just fine. It's not as hard as people make it out to be. Just turn your speed down stupid slow. Even my CR10 can print TPU, no problem, with the extruder upgrade I did. I did a video on that. You just have to go really slow. I think I printed this at like 10 millimeters a second or something, and it came out absolutely gorgeous. And the layer bonds are crazy powerful. Like it just comes out beautiful. Super happy with it. It's definitely not as easy to just plug and play like you would with PLA, but it's not hard. Okay, well, we'll warm up a soldering iron because I think we're gonna have to solder some stuff. I think it's safe to say. And I think it's safe to say we're just gonna want to put everything on the top side. I think. Actually, I shouldn't say anything is safe to say right now because I have no idea. I'm picking this project up after. When did anybody been around long enough to remember when I live streamed starting the build on this? Was it before last summer? Was it during last summer? Something around that area. Okay, so the flight control is going to live there. And it's going to be soft mounted with there should be some rubber grommets in here. Yep, there is. Perfect. And this is our current sense resistor and all the wiring. USB is going to come off the side there. I think this will be just fine. Oh, can we get it? What the heck? Can we get it everything easy? This is not at all what I thought. So we're going to need, actually, hold on. I could have swore I had things. I'm just going to pull. So I always package everything up like this. When I'm done a build, I put all the electronics and instructions in a bag. And this one is from Red October. And although that has a different flight control on it now, maybe I was running the DYS before. So I remember I made some really valuable notes, and there they are. Now that's a completely different board. DYS F4 Pro. So what is this one? F4 Pro V2. Okie dokie. So VTX Smart Audio goes to RX6. That's going to be handy to know. And I imagine that's going to be the same. So the flight control isn't going to change that much. And yeah, they're still labeled TX6, RX6. Okay, there it is. Smart audio for VTX. That was what I'm worried about. Okay, so we're going to need to those connections by the USB port for sure. That's going to matter. And RX3 and S bus, and that's the same. Those are by the USB ports. So those are the only connections we're really gonna worry about on this build right now. So that's enough of that. So most of, okay, here we go. It's these guys right here. Yep. Okay. So I think we can go ahead and just solder up our ESC connections. I see no reason why not. I can get at those terminals easy. Even on this far side, all these single terminals must be for, what are they? What are all those? Buzzer, ground, bunch of other things. We'll use the buzzer. We can do that after. That's easy to get to. They're not punched through, but yeah, no problem. Okay, let's solder some stuff. Are these laid out in a logical order? Oh, they've got extra ports for more motors. We have enough for 6. Interesting. So we just need... Jeez, I can't hardly read that. It's not the best print on here. Okay, so 4 is to just these normal terminals. So we just need ground, signal. Yeah, it's the same. It's standard. We can do this. No problemo. Okay, how much wire do we want to leave? Where do we want to leave it? Oh, and where do we want to even start? Let's pull the wires out of the way and let's just start hacking some wires off and we'll commit to it. What we want, now you got to think ahead here. We may want to get at, it's probably going to be the back of the board. What I try and do, and that's usually the easiest place, we can run our front wires quite short and just hook them direct, and then we'll be able to lever the board up if we need at the bottom side for whatever reason. To do that, we just need to leave enough spare wire to allow the board to get up vertical on the back, or something not completely horizontal. You don't want to leave yourself, don't solder everything just completely where the board can't move at all, because then you just get yourself into a crazy place where you can't service anything. So small wires, signal wires first? Yeah, signal wires first. Alright, let's go. Could probably do this under the microscope too, but I suspect this will probably be good enough. Yeah, that should be good enough. Soldering iron should be warmed up, I think. Let's solder some stuff. Oh, I didn't even notice Brian was here. Cheers, Brian. Good to see you. Sorry I didn't say hi to everyone. Cheers. How much time have I got? Not long. How much can we solder quick? We got any half decent solder left? Not terribly, but this will do, I do believe. You know what? Let's just tin the board completely before we start. I think that'd be smarter. Let's just tin all the terminals. Then I can see how this cheap solder is going to work too. Kind of, sort of. Better for the camera, not so bueno for me. Smokes, workbench is a mess. Should have the fume extractor on, but I don't have enough time to even dig that out. Okay, let's see how this is going to solder, because these terminals are generally require one buttload of heat. No, it is not wide open. There we go. Try the Unger quick. The Unger can make short work anything. I don't know whether you can pick that up on camera, but actually that one is soldering like poop too. We'll let the web heat up. I think we're nearly up to temperature now. Yeah, that is tough stuff. Okay, we'll tin the ground. These are our signal leads off in the corner here. Holy smokes, even those are not so easy to solder. These, you gotta remember, each of these high current terminals are gonna be pulling over 25 amps a piece, so there's a lot of conductor under there, so it takes a lot of heat. And even this iron is struggling this time, but it's not too bad. That's tough to see. Let's switch. Let's give you guys something you can actually see. Oh, let's get something that you can see. We're gonna live stream. Let's live stream it right. Mouse, USB, no, HDMI. There we go. Sweet. Okay, you can see how kind of opaque those joints are. They're not the best, but they're not, well, they're definitely not the best. That's the way I'll leave it. What I think I might do is wait till my Unger gets hot, because it generally handles these high current boards a lot better. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah. I don't like how chalky it turns out after, but it's not horrible. Can you guys see that? I always forget that this microscope, I'm not actually using the microscope to solder. I can actually zoom in even more for you guys if you want. There we go. This is my AliExpress new microscope. I love it. You know what? I think it might be that solder. It might be the reason it's so opaque. Do I have any of my good stuff left? I don't. Well, here's some. This used to be good stuff. Let's try this. Because the heat, this iron should be good enough. Let's see how this does. Oh yeah. Oh crud. See, it's off camera. See the difference there? That is slightly better quality solder. Oh yeah, that's better. That's mucho more bueno. See how shiny that is? Much, much better than those. So that's just shitty solder. Let's add some good stuff. It doesn't matter how much we add here. It's not going to get everywhere unless we do something foolish. And we'll just go light on the tinning on the wires and let the board fill it up. See how opaque that's so like chalky looking that is? That's ugly. Alright, good enough. That board is ready. Other than all of our other joints down here, and we'll worry about those after. We might just, if we leave enough wire for us to work with, it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, I think that'll do. That'll do. using a high power microscope to solder a flight controller only on this channel. Foolishness. Oogie doogie. Whatever. Hey, I'm sorry I can't do the quad under the microscope. At least not that it's gonna make it easy enough for me. Alright, quad, back, boom. Yes. There we go. What's everybody else building tonight? Does anybody build something cool? Okie dokie. Snip some wires. Let's go. We do not need much. So I think we should do the signal wires first. We'll give them a few more twists, because coming out of that ESC, they're not twisted much. Oh, come on, Logitech thing. Get off my screen. Can't see. I'm going to try and do another live stream on Monday if possible, if things work out. Actually, and I mentioned on the channel already, what I would like is to bring back the Tech Live Monday night shows. Jeez, that is one crappy setup. We can do the high current wires underneath. That would make... Oh, but they gotta go. Then they interfere with the standoffs. Well, let's just try it on the top. I don't like this setup. I don't like this flight controller at all. I think this could be a lot easier than what it is. Alright, well, we're committed now. We'll do the small signal wires. White is our signal, black is our ground. Tin these. This, if I remember on these little bees, this insulation shrinks quite a bit as soon as you go to tin them, so we don't need much extending. If I remember right. Yeah, but we're still going to need enough, well, this is, oh well, whatever, commit. We can always touch them up later. Oh, come on. And wait till the solder solidifies, Eric. God, that's ugly. We're definitely going to have to touch that up, but it's okay. Because we're not even going to be able to get our fastener in. I might have to think about this for a bit because this is just simply not going to work very well. I think it's better to do the high current lines underneath. This is going to be way too congested on the top. I kind of hate this flight control. I really do hate it. Hold on, where's our other one? Where's that other box? What's the Betaflight F4 look like? I know the Betaflight F4s were plagued with some problems, and I think that's why they discontinued them. But I seem to remember it having a lot better layout than this. Like, I really don't like this. Having the wires come off right at the standoffs like that, that's just kind of dumb. This is more what I would expect to see. Wires come off. They're at right angles, which isn't the best either. 6 of one, half dozen of another, eh? The thing that worries me is the fact that I know those Betaflights had some failures. Let's just continue. Let's just continue. We'll try and keep at least one twist in the wire here. Maybe. I think I'm running low on time, guys. I might have to jet soon. How the heck are we going to get to that fastener once we solder that on? It's going to have to be, yeah, it'll just have to be over the top. Just, I'll have to flip the board up, I guess. Well, those two are bridged for now, but that's fine. I can sort that later. Let's do the high current connections and just see what this is even going to be like. Positive to this side. Should run it under the board and then back. I think so. And then come in the side. Yes, that will be smarter. Let's do that. You always want to have a little bit extra if you can. Okie dokie. Tin away. This is going to require a fair whack of solder. Because we are going to be pulling sustained 25 amps through this wire. So you want to make sure your tinning gets good and through. And beware when you go to grab that wire now, it's going to be hotter than the hub's heck. That's okay. Yochi. Good silicone wire. Okay. We're still on camera for the most part. And this is where I just burn the end of my fingers because there is no substitute for one's the dexterity of one's fingers. Youchie. But she's good. She's good. Clean our tip. And then we'll do the negative lead. We'll tuck it underneath the flight control. We got lots of space under there. There's nothing in there. We'll tuck it, make a nice big loop, and we have lots of extra wire. You want to keep the wires as short, obviously, as possible, but remember, you're going to be beating the heck out of your quadcopter, and on a long enough timeline, you're going to be doing maintenance on it. So the more extra you can leave yourself to service the flight control board, the better. I speak from experience. Oogie doogie. That's ready. Now, Yuchi. Hot. This one, actually, we can just bring it in like that, and I can keep my fingers back a little ways. That should be a little nicer. I'll solder on our tip. Let that warm the board up and just set right down on there. Yo, as it burns the end of my finger again. Perfect. That'll do. And I do have the signal and ground bridged, so we got to fix that, but that's no problem to deal with after the fact. And with any luck, the only problem, see, and this is something I didn't expect, the solder has wicked up that wire, and now we have that jutting out, which is not a huge deal, but it's not ideal. No, that's not great. So there's no choice. We can't put it any more this way, or our fastener is going to be affected. We're not going to be able to get the mounting solution in and out. That's just going to be the way it's going to be. Yeah, there's no way around it. Okay, well, now we repeat that 4 times. And I'm not even going to bore you guys with that. I will, unless you guys want to keep sticking around. I actually don't have much more time. How much time have I got? No, I'm out of time. Out of time, guys. Gotta run. We got one done. I'm going to repeat a few more times later tonight when I get a few minutes, and we'll go from there. And we're going to have, I'll tune you back in. We're going to have a quadcopter here. Beginner's Tech is here. Cheers, Beginner's Tech. Good to see you. Sorry, I'm just heading out. We'll have Blue Falcon sort of ready to fly at some point here real soon. I have a new quad coming tomorrow as well, an indoor quad. If you guys are interested, I'll do a video on the channel. Should be kind of fun. But yeah, gotta go, guys. Have a good night. Cheers.